الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. عدد خلقه ورضا نفسه وزنة عرشه ومداد كلماته ومنتهى علمه وجميع ما شاء وخلق وبرع عالم الغيب والشهادة الرحمن الرحيم المالك القدوس العزيز الحكيم. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد يحيي ويميت بيده الخير وهو على كل شيء قدير. وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم أرسله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله ولو كره المشركون. أما بعد فيقول الله تعالى في كتابه كمثل الشيطان إذ قال للإنسان كفر فلما كفر قال إني بريء منك إني أخاف الله رب العالمين. صدق الله العظيم. Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had revealed in Surah Al-Hashr, chapter 59, verse number 16, the following verse, where Allah says, like Shaitan, who says to man to disbelieve. He commands a man to disbelieve. And when he disbelieves, Shaitan says to them, Inni bari'un minka, I am free of you. Verily I fear Allah, the Lord of the worlds. Alhamdulillah, there's a lesson for us in this, and we just hope to extract one out of many possible lessons from this. This was revealed to the Prophet ﷺ in around approximately the 4th year of Hijrah, and it was with regards to the relationship between the Munafiqun, the hypocrites, and their alliance and allegiance to some of the disbelievers in Medina. And Allah is calling to reference something that happened in history. Something that happened in history. And there are many varying narrations of what took place. But when Allah is calling into reference the Shaitan, who says to al-insan al-kufur, who says to mankind to disbelieve, he commands him to disbelieve. And then when he does disbelieve, he says, Inni bari'u minka, I am free from you. Inni akhafu Allah Rabbil Alameen. Verily I fear Allah, the Lord of the world. Allah is talking about something specific that happened. And you find many of the more detailed tafsirs or tafasir, commentaries of the Quran, like al-Qurtubi, like to some extent Ibn Kathir, they narrate a story of a rahib min Bani Israel, a monk from Bani Israel, who isolated himself from the people. And some narrate his name to be Barsisa. He isolated himself from the people, and he worshiped Allah according to his understanding for 70 years. Intense worship. He would fast every day and break his fast after every 10 days. Some narrations say that he built his house on a mountain, away from people. And he worshiped Allah like this for 70 years. Shaitan, Iblis, he had a meeting with some other devils. And he said, we have to get this dude. Obviously, I'm paraphrasing. He said, we have to get this guy. Even Shaitan, he takes shura. Even Shaitan takes consultation with his lower level devils. And after this consultation, one of the devils said, I got it. I take care of it. What did this devil do? This devil, he made himself into the form of a monk. He built the house right next to Barsisa's house. And he also began to worship Allah. This is a shaitan. He began to worship Allah. During his prayers, he was crying and everything. Mind you, this is a devil. What is his job? To lead that one monk astray that ain't bothering nobody. He worships Allah, starts crying, builds a house on a mountain, secluding himself right along with this guy. And then, after some time, the devil, in the form of the monk, he says, hey, can you teach me something? See that you're real pious. Barsisa said, man, I should be learning from you. You're the one that's so righteous. And so the shaitan, he said, I'm going to teach you a dua, a prayer. If you say this prayer, it will cure people from being majnoon or being insane. And so this same devil went down into the town and started making people go insane. And then telling them that there's a monk up there that can cure you. These people will go to the monk, Barsisa, and get cured. But in actuality, it wasn't a cure. The devil was taking off his spell from them. This went on for some time. So now this monk has confidence in this devil, in this shaitan. This devil, he chose one of the most beautiful women in the town and touched her with insanity. Her brothers brought her to Barsisa for cure. Can your brothers move up and find out space? They brought this beautiful woman who had been touched by this devil with insanity to Barsisa to cure, but Barsisa could not cure him, or her, excuse me. So this fake monk, the devil, suggests to Barsisa, maybe you need to bring her up here with you, and maybe she needs more extended treatment. Needs inpatient therapy. And so this woman is with Barsisa. She's having seizures. Her nakedness is being exposed at times. Barsisa is seeing this. This goes on for some time. And don't think this all happened like, like a week. Like you can't binge watch this story. This thing played out over years. He was feeding her, taking care of her, built her a separate attachment to his house, tried to practice social distancing with her. But the shaitan, the one that suggested it to him. And when he first taught him that fake dua, that devil went back to Iblis and said, I got him. Iblis said, how you have him? He's still praying. He said, he already took the first step. I got him. Just trust me, I got this man. I got it. So months after months after months, wearing him down. Keep seeing this woman's nakedness. Keep being alone with her. This monk had pure intentions. He finally got weak and he slept with her. She became pregnant. When she became pregnant, the fake monk, the devil, came to Barsisa and said, listen, you're going to be embarrassed. Just get out. You're supposed to be a monk. How are you going to be impregnating people? What's wrong with you? He said, what you need to do is you need to kill her. Because killing, yes, it's murder, it's bad, but look at all the good you've been doing around here. All that, just one bad deed can't outweigh all the good you've been doing. So he killed the woman and obviously her unborn child. Her brothers came back and wanted to know what was the situation with their sister. Barsisa lied. He said, hey, she got sick, and it was, she died, I buried her over here in such and such place. It's okay, they was cool with that. They trusted Barsisa. They don't know anything bad about him. That devil wasn't finished yet, though. The devil went to all of the brothers in their dream that night and said, hey, listen. They all had this dream that the monk was lying and that she didn't die because of a sickness. She was killed because the monk impregnated her. Yeah, the monk, the abstinent one. He impregnated her and he didn't want the news to get out. And he even lied about where he buried her at. He didn't even bury over there. He buried over there. And so the brothers woke up like, I had a weird dream. You too? I had the same dream. Like I said in the beginning, narrations differ. Some differ about the number of brothers. Some say it wasn't necessarily the brothers. Everybody in the town had the dream. And so they snatched up the monk. We're going to kill him. We all ain't have this dream by happenstance. There must be some truth to this. And so they brought him to the king to be tried. When he was waiting for his sentence, his verdict, the devil came to him again and said, you know what? I finally got you. Iblis been trying to get you for 70 years with your pious behind. I got you. You done killed somebody, you done practicing, little fake new eyes, you done committed zina, you're going to hell, right? No, it's over with. I got you. He was like, yes, I admit it. You tricked me into doing all of this. I listened to you. He said, okay, since you recognize that, also acknowledge the fact that since I got you into this, I can get you out of it. So, all right. He said, I just want one thing from you. I want you to do one thing. Watheeqat said, what is that one thing? He said, I want you to make one sajda to me. I want you to prostrate to me. Not a whole prayer, nothing like just one sajda, that's it. And after that, if you do that, I take care of you. I get you out of this. So Watheeqat prostrated to the devil. And then the devil said, Inni bari'un minka, inni akhafullah rabbil alameen. I am free of you. Like, you done went too deep. I ain't got nothing to do with you and your little shirt that you just did, your little associate partners with Allah. I'm free of you. Verily, I fear Allah, the Lord of the worlds, and left him in that state. And he died upon shirk, disbelief, after worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for 70 years. Think about that as we pause. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen wa afdalu salatu wa atamu taslim ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in wa radiyallahu ta'ala an sajid al-tabi'in wa ulama al-amilin wa a'immatul arba'atul mujtahidin wa muqallidin ila yawmiddin amma ba'd. There's a lot of takeaways from this story that has been related to us in the various books of hadith and tafsir from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We want to focus on really one of those lessons. Is that Shaitan, the devil, when he comes at us, he leads us astray a little bit at a time. He didn't come at this man and say, you know, hey, you want to go hell with me? You want to commit some shirk? Don't work like that. He came at him through what he loved. He thought by isolating himself from the people that he could get closer to Allah. He thought that by doing this, that he will be, as we say, close to Allah. But the devil got close to him and started doing what he did. Started doing what he did. Got his confidence. He didn't say, hey, I'm a devil. Well, he led him astray a little bit at a time, a little bit. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Why do you think Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Baqarah, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu dukhulu fi silmi kafa wa la tattabi'u khutuwati shaitan innahu lakum aduwwun mubin. O you who believe, enter Islam. Come into Islam. Udkhulu fi silmi kafa. Come into Islam completely. Wa la tattabi'u khutuwati shaitan. Do not follow what? The footsteps of Shaitan. Allah could have easily said, وَلَا تَتَّبِعُوا الشَّيْطَانِ. Do not follow the Shaitan. He said, do not follow the footsteps of Shaitan. Because Shaitan will lead us, you and I, astray one step at a time. Little bit by little bit. And you may have the best of intentions. But if we're not careful, we will end up like Watheeqat. It starts with little sins. Little bit. A little bit at a time. And then it piles up. And then it piles up. And then it piles up. And we don't make tawbah. We don't seek Allah's forgiveness. Then the heart becomes content with it. Then we justify it. We Islamicize it. We even give an Arabic name to the sin and justify it. And then before we know it, we're in a bad situation. Do not follow the footsteps of Shaitan, because he is to mankind an open enemy. A lot of times when you have an enemy, a lot of times we think that we should underestimate or downplay our enemy. No, real people with real enemies, if they have experience, they respect their enemies. They respect their gangster. Look at Shaitan. How long he been around? Way before we were created. Our father was created. When Allah created our father Adam, he was jealous. He was there. And he's been leading the descendants of Adam astray since then. You don't think you think you born in 1980, 1960. You think you smooth, you got some high intelligence that Shaitan ain't come across yet? You think you brand new? Shaitan has seen a million of you. The only thing that's going to save you and I is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The only thing that's going to save us is that we check our thoughts, our opinions, our passions, our actions. We check it and compare it with what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has revealed. And usually, if it takes a long dissertation, it takes a long thesis to explain and justify what we're doing, usually it ain't right. If you got to do intellectual gymnastics to justify doing what you're doing, something's wrong. You guys see, because this right over here, I know it appears wrong, but it's really like that. And because that is connected to that, and 20 minutes later, this is why I'm doing it, and this is why it's good. It's a lot of intellectual gymnastics. Be careful about being led astray, a little bit at a time. Pay attention, ponder over how this devil got close to Bar Sisa and nullified 70 years of intense worship. We ain't even worshiping like Bar Sisa. We not fasting every single day and taking one break after 10 days and then going back at it again and, living off in a mountain. Ain't none of us doing that. But yet he got at Bar Sisa. What about us? Who don't have to wait to a woman that's, insane or having mental issues, has a seizure to see her nakedness. We see it all the time. What about us that's listening to foul stuff all the time? We're not isolated from nothing. We in it. A part of it. He got at him. Bar Sisa. What about us? Consider the fact that the more sincere we are and the more hard we try, the harder Shaitan is going to come at us. Consider that. Don't think that, okay, you know what? From this day forward, I'm going to get it right. I'm going to try to be righteous. I'm going to do my best. Don't think because you make that intention that it's going to be easy for you. No, it's going to be harder on you. Because the one that doesn't have that intention, the one that is cool with being in sin, Shaitan ain't worried about him that much. He's on Shaitan's team. He's down. He got him already. It's you, the one that wants to be sincere. You that wants to go hard and take your deen to the next level. It's you that wants to get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that has to be on guard. It's just like that average guy in the street that's involved in a whole bunch of negativity. What kind of girl he want? The girl that's in the street with him or the one that's in the church? Or 2020, the one that's in the masjid. The righteous one. The innocent one. That's the one he want. Not the one that's out with him. Shaitan the same way. He don't want the one that's foul. He already got him. He wants you, the one that's going to be righteous. And he's not going to come to you like he does in the movies and the cartoons and the fire and the brimstone, and his face is going to turn all awkward and crazy. He's going to come to you with what you love and what you do. If you in the masjid, he going to come in the masjid. If you like knowledge and like to study, he want to study like knowledge just like you. That's how he's going to come. And then when he leads you astray, he's going to leave you alone, just like Shaitan. He ain't riding with you. He ain't going out with you. No, I'm free from you. I fear Allah. A lot of us that done bad things and got incarcerated, a lot of times when we was doing bad things, we had a whole lot of people around us. Then when them handcuffs start clicking, we all by ourselves. And I'm free of you. And we have to keep this in mind, because when we're resurrected, it's only going to be us. And we're going to have to answer for our deed. You can't blame nobody else. We can't say, well, he made me do it. No. You can't even see the devil made you do it. He didn't force you to do anything. You held accountable for your own intentions and your own actions. May Allah protect us from Shaitan and his plans.